All right. Um, Got a request to do a video about existential thoughts. So I'll just make a quick little video about my experience with existential thoughts and kind of some of the things behind it. Um, it's for me, it's interesting because I felt like it was my mind's way of kind of rationalizing what I was feeling in my body and what I was experiencing. Because typically, when you have anxiety, before this, I used to have an anxiety about flying, or, I don't know. There was just a few things that, as a human, like you kind of have things you like and dislike, and if you're going to do something that you don't like. But there's it's safe, and it's just like one of these things that you gotta do. Generally there's some anxiety behind it, and usually, like, once you get there, everything is fine, right? And you actually just completely forget about it, right? um, but in the case of where your anxiety is just constant, and it's from sun up to sundown, even infiltrating your dreams and your sleep. That's a little bit different, right? And so that's not just your regular type of anxiety that you have as a person. And so what I experienced was I had reduced all the stressors. Well, I thought I did. There was a lot that I needed to reduce. But there was, in my general peripheral, like, I couldn't see why I'm experiencing this. Why am I feeling this way? Okay, my son is born. Everything is fine. Work is fine. Everything's back to normal. Everything is, back to normal. But why do I still feel this way? Nothing made sense anymore. So what I started finding out is that my mind started creating scenarios to make me to keep, to kind of justify why I'm feeling a certain way. So it was. I mean, it's hard for me to go back and think about a lot of the things that I would be afraid of. But there was a lot. It was nonstop, continuous, every single day, and it was just the wildest thing. like, just. But my mind is coming up with it constantly, and just keeping me in that state. So it is interesting, though, because for me, this is when I started to realize, like, hey, there's something else going on. There's something else much deeper than who I thought I was, because I have this part of me that's anxious, and this is like my survival part. You can call it your reptilian mind or whatever they call it. And then you have your rational part, which is like been disconnected from your reptilian mind, right? Your flight or flight survival center, and it's completely taken over. And your rational mind is continuously trying to figure out what is going on. Why do I feel this way? Like, okay, so you start coming up with all kinds of things. Why do my fingers look like this? Why do some people look like that? Why? I mean, it was. What is the point of the universe? Like, all of these things, they would just start bombarding my mind. But there was also this other part of me that was observing all of this part of me that was myself, that always knew, like, hey, you're still in there, you're fine. But it's like you're inside watching these two things go at it. But obviously you're living in this body right now, so you're experiencing it completely differently, right? And so you can't bypass that. So that was kind of the part of me, that was kind of the time where I started to realize, like, hey, there's something else much deeper to who I thought I was. And that's when I started to practice observing things, and leading into relaxing through. I just remember just being filled with dread, just not wanting to even, thinking to myself, like, how can I live the rest of my life like this? How can I go throughout my day like this? I just felt no motivation to do nothing except find a way to help myself feel better. That's all I cared about. That was all my focus, all my attention was on. And rightfully so. Like, this is an experience that nobody prepares you for. Nobody really talks about it. And this is part of the reason why I make these videos, is like, just to kind of, and I know there's all kinds of anxiety channels, and I'm nowhere near the level of experience these people, some of these guys have working with as coaches, and working with people. I'm just not. I just know what I experienced, and I want to share that just to kind of let people know that, hey, you're not alone, and you can get past this. I mean, just yesterday I made a video about actively going through a setback, and today I'm completely fine. You know, it's just a day later. You know, so hey, you know, it's, you know, all this existential stuff, the dread. I mean, you know, it makes sense when you think about it. Why you start coming up with this existential stuff, because you no longer, there's nothing in your surroundings anymore that makes you feel scared, right? And for me, the biggest one was, I was afraid that my son wasn't going to be born healthy, or you know, there was a potential that we would have to hop on a helicopter to the children's hospital, you know, right after he was born. I would need to go with him, right? Because, you know, but so once that was gone and the doctors ran all their tests and everything was fine, I was just like, okay, I should be going back to normal now. And I wasn't. And that's when the first intrusive thought kicked in. And the intrusive thought led to other things, led to deeper parts of the intrusive thoughts, and then also it led into the existential thoughts. So, you know, it's all a part of it. And I can't stress this enough. Like, there is a way out. You can do it. I literally thought I was done for life. I just saw that there was no way possible that I would ever be able to live life again, or even be interested. Now, am I fully back to where I feel like I should? You know, no. But I also understand that I'm kind of becoming a new person. My interests are more deeper and more in line with who I really am. You know, for example, this morning I was waiting for my wife to come home so I could leave. I sat in the garage and I did exercise, and I'm drinking a coffee. Just 6 months ago, there was no way that was even going to be a reality. I was so hyper-focused on how my body felt that even drinking a little bit of coffee, I don't know, like if I started to feel a little bit dizzy or something, like, oh shoot, it's the coffee, I gotta stop, you know. So, but working out, forget about it. You know, and these were things that I freaking loved. I loved drinking different types of coffee. I loved exercising every day. So actually, I haven't even really thought about it, but I haven't really put much thought to it. I just do it now, right? So, and these are just the type of things that I'm talking about, you know, like, it all comes back. So I'll continue to make these videos until I just kind of feel like not making them anymore. If you guys, I want to stop saying guys. If you all want to, if you want me to make a video about a certain topic, please just comment, and you know, and I'll put something together. All right, thank you. Bye.